Hello listener, good morning. It's Yusuf Saleh with Tikala with the continuation of the novel called The Life Under the Hijab. Last time we stopped where the doctor said, I am afraid I have terrible news for you. So listener, today we'll continue with the chapter 4. 3 days, Zainab said. It has been 3 days since we found out that Baba was in coma. 3 days of staying in the hospital, 3 days of salty tears. I sat down next to Baba holding his hand. Amu cried herself to sleep like she did for the past 3 days. It was 12 in the morning. I made it was not good for the baby's health if she was depressed. Zakir's family will be taking care of our house, but they still came here to visit Baba sometimes. Hajara had to go home because she had school tomorrow. I had school too, but I just wanted to stay with Baba a bit longer. The doctors were not sure if Baba will wake up. The chances were very slim. Once again, tears flowed freely from my eyes. It hurt to know that I may never get to tell Baba how much I love him. I never even got to say goodbye. Oh Allah, please let him wake up. I was too deep in my thought that I did not hear Zakir walk in. Zainab, look at me please, he urged. I looked up, he had his hands in his pocket and just stared at me. Zainab, he sighed. I sniffled. You need to rest. Come on, I will take you home, he offered. I shook my head. This caused him to run a hand through his already messy, beautiful dark brown hair. He did not look Bengali. He looked more like mix of Arab and Bengali blood, although that was not the case. I had to admit Zakir could be a male model. He had well-defined muscles and looked good in anything. You have school. Come on. Your father will want you to go to school. Please, Zainab, do it for him, he pleaded. I laid out a side and got up. I kissed Baba's cheek before I left. Oh Allah, please help him. Zakir walked me to his car and I sat in the back seat. What? I still did not like him, and it is haram for a boy and girl who are not related to be that close to each other. We drove in silence, an awkward silence, but none of us dared to break the thin ice that surrounded us. Finally, we were home. I ran out of the car to my room. I buried my head in my pillow. I started to cry again. Baba was dying and it had been 3 days. I finally cried myself to sleep. I woke up the next morning and I prayed my Fajr prayer. I went downstairs and made breakfast for everyone before I left the house. I made my way to campus. Today was going to be long day. It was lunchtime, so I ran out of the class. I was walking to my car when one of the popular girls stopped me in my track. She was this red-haired girl. Where do you think you are going? She asked in a snobby voice. To lunch, of course, I said in a confused way. You realize no man is ever going to like you because of that? She said that, pointing at my hijab. What makes you so sure about that? I asked, knowing that I was going to win this argument. Please, that hides your beauty. You look ugly with it on and no one can see your body because you never show it. It is stupid, she stated. Basically, you are saying that me dressing modestly makes me unattractive. Well, for your information, I don't wear my headscarf to please you. I wear it to please my Lord. I dress modestly for Allah. It is my religion, my choice. And plus, a guy does not choose you for the way you look. They choose you for who you are and your personality, I said. I was used to people telling me that my hijab made me stupid or ugly. I was pretty sure the words that just flew out of my mouth made her speechless. Everything I said was true. She cannot deny it. With that, said. I walked past her and went to my car. I drove to a frozen yogurt shop near campus. I ordered mango flavor because it was my favorite. As I was eating my frozen yogurt, a very familiar guy walked in. Zakir, come on. Why is he everywhere? I quickly turned away. Please don't see me. Please, please, please don't see me. Zainab, he asked. Oh man, he saw me. Yes, I answered. Why are you here? He asked. I could ask you the same question, I replied. He narrowed his eyes at me. I came here to eat lunch, he said. So did I admitted. Do you have a thing against me or something? He questioned. What is this? He is like asking me so many questions. Can I not eat in peace anymore? No, I replied. Anyway, how was your day? He asked. Are we playing 50 questions or something? I snapped. What a wonderful idea. I would love to play. He smirked. I facepalmed my face. Why am I surrounded by idiots? I muttered under my breath. Maybe you are the idiot, he said. I stuck my tongue out at him. He just laughed and shook his head. Yeah, real mature, Zainab. I expected more from you, he said. That's a shame, isn't it? Maybe you expect too much from me. I playfully smiled. Haha, real stupid, he replied sarcastically. Hey, you stole my line, I playfully yelled. It is my line now, he said. You are such a cheater. Not my fault, you suck at what? He replied. I narrowed my eyes at him until my phone's alarm went off. Lunch period was almost over. I jumped out of my seat. I am sorry, but I have to get back to class. Assalamu alaikum, I rushed. I left before he responded. Hey, I am barely ever late to class. I was probably only late to class twice, but I had a pass. I am a goody. What can I say? I drove back to campus. I only have 5 minutes before class was going to start, and I had to deal with a horrible scene in front of me. A couple was making out on school ground. What the heck? I am trying to get to class, not what's this. I cover my eyes as I walk around them. That was the definition of gross. I was in Spanish class and we were getting our test result back. When I got my test result back, I swear my jaw hit the ground. I got a 67% on the test. What? What? I could not have gotten that. No, I am straight A student. This was impossible. What will my parents think? I was on the verge of tears until my professor told me to stay after class. Zainab, what happened? I knew he was talking about the test. I don't know. I was still in shock. Did you study? He asked. Yes, sir. I studied for 2 hours, I replied. I don't get it. You are one of my best students. I am very shocked by your result. I am sorry, but if you don't get a passing grade on the writing section, then you have failed my class and cannot move on. This may affect your grade as well, he said. Oh my God, I whispered. My grade is at risk here. So my chances of going to medical school is very low. If I did good on the writing section, then I believe I will get a passing grade. If not, then I am in some deep trouble. Oh Allah, please help me. I got up and left my classroom. I only had one class left and I will be done for the day. I could not focus in my class. All I could think about was that grade. It was like haunting me. While I was worrying my head off, I did not realize that class was over. I was still in shock. I walked over to my car. I needed coffee before I went home. The stress was killing me on the inside. I parked my car and instantly hated the scene in front of me. I saw Alia in the middle of a group of boys. Get away from me, she screamed at the boys, and the boys were laughing at her. Are they trying to rob her or something? I did not want to wait and find out, so I ran to them. Leave her alone, I said with clenched teeth. Who is going to make us? One of the boys said. Me and the cops, of course, knowing that I will win. When I mentioned the cops, the boys ran out of my sight. Then I went to give Alia a hand. What happened? I asked. The boys were drunk and started bothering me, she replied coldly. Alia, you need to be more careful, I said. I know, and thank you for helping me, she smiled. My pleasure. Do you want a lift? It is on me, I offered. She nodded her head and walked in with me. We started talking about stuff that has happened lately. I told her about the Zakir, Baba, my Spanish test, and basically everything. I am sorry about your dad, she said sympathetically. It is okay. All anyone can do now is making dua for him, I said with tears threatening to fall. I swallowed the hard lump in my throat. Alia sighed and walked over to me. She wrapped her arms around me and allowed me to cry on her shoulder. It will be okay, Zizi. Allah will guide you, inshallah, she said using my nickname. I silently sobbed onto her shoulder. I felt so broken in 3 days, so much has happened. I just needed to let everything all out. We stayed like that for 15 minutes before I realized I had to go home to do my homework and visit Baba. Thanks for being here for me. Thanks for being here with me during this talk time, I replied earlier. Thank you. You will have done the same. Assalamu alaikum, she smiled. Wa alaikum assalam, I returned my smile and walked back to my car. It was currently 5:37 p.m. I was too focused on the road not to realize that a car was coming right at me. It happened so suddenly. It was like a bad dream. I had a crash and tires screeched as my forehead collided with the steering wheel, my seatbelt constricting my chest in a terrifying halt. There was a terrible pain in my leg. When I looked down, I saw blood coming out and dripping, and harsh scratch on my arms. Something warm was on my head, trickling down with dulling pain. When I touched my forehead, I felt something wet. Blood. My blood. I heard sirens go off before I black out. All I remember is saying one last prayer to Allah. So listener, this is where we'll stop with the episode 4. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, please. Thank you very much.